What's up, Packer fans? Back again. So we have 199 more days until football season. So what's there to talk about? Chiefs won the Super Bowl. I picked them. Go Chiefs, I guess. Patrick Mahomes is great. We all know that. Surprised they came back and won, but still, great game. Anyway, what is going on with Aaron Rodgers? He is in dark meditation, isolation, seclusion, therapy, all those things. Very interesting. It's in Oregon. The place sounds interesting. There's different types of therapy. The dark room one, there's a seclusion. There's all kinds of different ones. The seclusion, you're by yourself, but you have rights to do other things. The dark one, you're basically just alone in a room. If Aaron Rodgers needs to do this stuff to figure out if he wants to play football, just let me play for him, because I want to play. I don't need to go sit in a dark room to figure out if I want to play. But either way, for Rodgers, I think he will be back. He's got 50, 60 million reasons why he would be back. There's not a lot of teams that really have the cap space to get Rodgers. The Dolphins basically out. They can't do it. The Niners won't do it. There's a lot of other teams that just can't do it cap-wise. And the teams that might be interested, teams like the Jets and the Raiders, that's just a lot of pressure to go to those teams and those cities with new coaches for Rodgers to go there and be the savior. Is he really going to be the savior? Can he handle all of that? Rodgers is great, obviously four-time MVP. He is really one of the elite quarterbacks to ever play in the NFL, probably one of the most transcendent throwers of the football I have ever seen. Some of the things he did in his career, no one will ever do again, and it's been amazing to watch. But Jordan Love is ready, I think. He looked great against the Eagles who were in the Super Bowl. He tore up that defense in the second half. Yeah, the defense was playing, kind of cushiony, but they only beat us by 7 points. They weren't not trying. So for guys to say, oh, they weren't really doing anything, Jordan Love came out there and made them pay. He threw the touchdown to Watson. He had some other really nice throws. Pretty much every throw he threw was right on point. Aaron Jones dropped one on the sidelines. But anyway, Love, to me, looks ready to go. If the Packers want to move on from Aaron Rodgers, they'll get a haul in return when it comes to draft picks. I know that there's, some dead cap hit and all that stuff that kind of comes into play either way with Rodgers' salary. I'm not sure how much goes to the team that we trade him to. If it's all 60 or 50 million, then that is a huge dump. And then we already restructured Aaron Jones, saved 5 million with him. He is a guy, if you don't love Aaron Jones, then something's got to be wrong with you, because this guy, he's just a true Packer. He's the Walter Payton Man of the Year for the Packers as well, the nominee. So just, amazing. This guy does it all, and all in to tribute his dad, his late father, and his mother, obviously. Just great to see Aaron Jones continuing to want to do things to stay in Green Bay. Obviously, he's a huge part of Matt LaFleur's offense. He's the guy that Matt LaFleur needs to have around in his offense to kind of make it go. So for Jones to stay, take a $5 million, $5 million less. I know he got $8 million in signing, kind of restructured. So that's nice. I guess I'd take $5 million less later. And if I could get $8 million right now, kind of how he saw it. So either way, for the Packers, it's a huge move to keep him. There's still other contracts to restructure. Kenny Clark needs to restructure. Preston Smith needs to restructure. Darnell Savage really needs to restructure. Jair Alexander, he should restructure. And then David Bakhtiari, he absolutely needs to restructure. We got to sign Rashawn Gary. That'll be interesting to see what he gets, because he's coming back from the ACL. It definitely won't be as much as he would have gotten if he would have hit the 15 sack prediction that I had predicted before the season, and he was on pace for when he tore his ACL. Such a bummer in Detroit on that turf. Really a bummer. So anyway, Pack for Green Bay. What are they going to do with Aaron Rodgers? Are they going to keep him? It's going to be the question mark for the next couple of weeks. Does Aaron Rodgers want to stay? Does he want to play? I think those are all going to be yeses for Rodgers. He's going to want to play. Likely he's going to want to stay. I don't see him wanting to go start over somewhere else. I just don't see it, because that's a lot of pressure. That's just too much. And New York is a media crazy house. if he goes to New York, it's going to be, so much publicity all over it, and there's going to be so much pressure on him to do well. Vegas, kind of the same thing, not as much, but he's going to play with Devontae, so expectations will be super high. If he stays in Green Bay, he knows what to expect. He knows what the fans, he knows the media already. There's he's really comfortable with the situation. He said 18 years here, all these things. It's home to him. It'll always be home, all those things. So for Rodgers, I don't really know. Isolation therapy, I guess, something to do when you have money. Rich people need to figure out new things to do, I guess. I don't really know. To me, it's like I get he has things he wants to do after football, Jeopardy or golf or whatever it may be, but he's going to have lots of time to do that. Even if he retires at 42 years old or whatever, he's got a lot of time to do that still later in life. I mean, Tom Brady still has a whole Fox career now that he's going to have to live up to because he retired. So that'll be fun to watch. He starts next year. But anyway, for Rodgers, he's going to have similar things open to him moving forward, and he'll be able to do whatever he wants. So just play football while you can, while you're still physically able, and just go out there and play. I mean, I don't understand it all, but very interesting situation. Very, very interesting to see what the Packers do. Even if Rodgers wants to come back, if he decides to come back and the Packers want him back, it'll be interesting to see what Jordan Love then decides to do. I hope and I wish that Jordan Love would just stay one more year, let Rodgers have one more year with these young guys that are now going to be second-year players, guys like Watson and Dobbs, and see if this defense can kind of get going like they did at the end of the last year. Remember, we only got Douglas because Jair was injured. They only played one season together. Let them, get some more time under their belt. I think this defense can really come together. Moving Savage, maybe drafting another safety or something, but Rudy Ford's pretty good. So we'll see what the Packers do. We need to get Keyshawn Nixon signed as the all-pro kick returner that he is. So a lot of different little moving parts. But for the Packers, it's, biggest question mark always going to be what is going on with AR-12. Like I said, I think he wants to play. I think he comes back. I think the Packers' decision is going to be, do they want him? Are they going to trade him? Do they want to keep him, or do they want to trade him, and where are they going to trade him to? Is it going to be an NFC team, an AFC team? There's going to be a lot of different things there. If they do want to keep him, then, like I said, what do they do with Jordan Love? That'll be the question. Does Jordan Love demand a trade at that point? Is he even in a position to demand a trade as a guy that doesn't really have any, real game time under his belt? But as a first-round draft pick, as a guy that's kind of waited his turn and kept kind of getting played with here. So if Rodgers wants to come back, and if Jordan Love decides to get, he wants to play, it'll be an interesting situation. But if Rodgers wants to come back and the Packers say, no, we want to trade you, we're going with Jordan Love now, then we have a real story. So watching Jordan Love go into his first year, seeing where Rodgers goes and seeing how he does with his new team, the storylines will be crazy and it'll be really interesting. I'm all about it. Go Pack, go. No matter what they decide, I guess I'm all for it. I believe in Jordan Love. I still believe Aaron Rodgers can do it. So either way, the Packers look good for next season. We just have to get the rest of the pieces together. There's $16 million more this year in the overall salary cap, so that'll help things restructure some guys, and the Packers should be in a good spot with or without Aaron Rodgers. So, all right, guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. See you guys next time. Peace out. And as always, go Pack, go.